The line at the supermarket was ordinary, just another afternoon where the aisles buzzed with chatter and the soft beeps of scanning groceries filled the air. But when the man in the impeccable tailored suit reached the register, the entire store fell into stunned silence. His sleek black card was swiped once, then again, and then the screen flashed a single, unexpected word: declined. For a brief moment, the world seemed to stop. Shoppers behind him smirked openly. Whispers spread like wildfire, and the cashier threw her head back in guttural laughter, loud and merciless. The man's eyes fell to the floor, his jaw tight with restraint, and beside him, a little girl tugged at his hand, looking up with wide, worried eyes. Nobody knew who he truly was. Nobody knew the immense fortune that followed him. And nobody knew that in this small, humiliating moment, the pure kindness of a child was about to change his entire destiny. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the profound power of human compassion, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to HOA Rofik, and share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps keep these inspiring stories alive. The man was Alexander Grant, a billionaire who forged his empire from steel, construction, and unyielding determination. He had stood confidently in glass towers, addressed boardrooms filled with the most powerful men in the country, and his name was literally etched on skyscrapers in New York and beyond. But none of that mattered here. In this small-town grocery store, stripped momentarily of his name and wealth, he was merely another man whose card had failed. It wasn't a banking error. It wasn't fraud. It was a crucial lesson fate had prepared for him, disguised in the most humiliating way possible. For years, Alexander had shielded himself behind power and status, rarely pausing to notice the quiet struggles of everyday people. And now he stood exposed, with the crushing weight of humiliation pressing down on him. The cashier laughed again, ensuring her mockery was heard by everyone around. People in line leaned forward eagerly to see the man's face, some pointing, some chuckling, thoroughly enjoying the spectacle of seeing someone important fall. The girl at his side, no more than 7 years old, with braids and a worn purple shirt, looked from the pile of groceries on the conveyor belt to the jeering crowd behind her. She didn't see a billionaire. She saw a man visibly crumbling under the weight of shame. And then, as if guided by an instinct greater than herself, she did the unthinkable. With tiny, trembling hands, she reached deep into her pocket and pulled out 3 crumpled bills and a handful of loose coins. It wasn't much, the kind of meager change a child saves from allowance or finds under couch cushions. Slowly, she stretched out her hand toward the cashier. The store fell silent again, but this time for a completely different reason. Whispers ceased. Laughter died instantly on lips. Everyone watched this little girl place her money on the counter, her voice barely above a whisper as she told the cashier to take it. She wanted to help pay for this complete stranger's groceries. The men froze. Alexander Grant, the billionaire who had once written checks larger than the yearly earnings of entire families, stood absolutely speechless. His heart, previously hardened by years of brutal business and entrenched arrogance, felt something he hadn't allowed in decades: true humility. His eyes burned, not from anger, but from a sudden, powerful rush of tears he frantically fought to suppress. This child, with next to nothing, had just gifted him everything: dignity, compassion, and a stark reminder of what true wealth truly meant. The store, once filled with mockery, shifted its energy. The laughter that had ridiculed him instantly turned into murmurs of collective shame. Some lowered their heads, embarrassed that they had mocked a man in pain while a mere child had possessed the courage to be genuinely kind. The cashier's nasty grin faltered completely, replaced with a look of awkward guilt. And Alexander, the man who theoretically could buy anything, realized he had just encountered something utterly priceless. As the groceries were finally packed, Alexander bent down to the little girl's eye level, his voice breaking with emotion as he thanked her. She didn't understand his identity, didn't know the glass towers his name adorned, and didn't care about his immense wealth. To her, he was just a man in need, and kindness demanded immediate action. She smiled softly, completely unaware that in this moment she had irrevocably changed the course of his life. When they left the store, Alexander didn't immediately get into his waiting limousine. Instead, he walked the little girl home, genuinely curious about the humble world she came from. Her house was small, with peeling paint on the walls and a sagging porch. Inside, her mother worked tirelessly, folding clothes while constantly watching a pot simmering on the stove. Life here was profoundly simple, filled with quiet struggles and tiny, hard-won victories. The girl's mother was initially surprised to see a well-dressed stranger standing in her doorway, but she welcomed him kindly and without judgment. That night, Alexander couldn't sleep. The indelible image of the girl offering her last coins haunted his thoughts. For years, he had measured wealth strictly in ledger numbers and possessions. But now he understood that true wealth lay in pure kindness, in giving when you had little to spare, in seeing humanity when others only saw weakness. The next morning, he made a life-altering decision. Weeks later, stunning news broke across the entire country. Alexander Grant, the billionaire notorious for his ruthless business strategies, had announced the creation of a massive philanthropic foundation dedicated solely to helping struggling families. Grocery bills were being paid anonymously across countless towns. Homes were being repaired extensively. Scholarships were being awarded generously to children who never dared to dream of college. But more significant than the money, Alexander himself was often there, personally walking the aisles of grocery stores, visiting modest homes, talking to people, and finally listening to the quiet, heartbreaking stories he had once entirely ignored. And at the very center of it all was a little girl in a purple shirt, the one who had so bravely given him 3 crumpled bills. She became the inspirational face of the campaign. Though Alexander ensured that she and her family never wanted for anything again, he never paraded her kindness as mere charity. He protected it fiercely, nurtured it gently, and honored it deeply by ensuring her life was filled with opportunity, love, and unwavering dignity. Years later, when people spoke of Alexander Grant, they no longer talked about his skyscrapers or his billions. They spoke instead of the day his card declined, and how a child's kindness made him see the world through new eyes. That became his true legacy, written not in steel or money, but in compassion. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who desperately needs a reminder that kindness has the power to change the world. And before you go, I'd genuinely love to hear from you. Would you have done what the little girl did that day? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And so, this timeless tale reminds us that true wealth is never measured by the balance of a bank account or the shine of a credit card. It is measured by the courage to show kindness when no one else dares, by the strength to extend a hand when others choose to turn away, and by the ability to see hope in the most unlikely of places. That little girl, with nothing much in her pockets but everything in her heart, changed the life of a man the world thought had it all. She reminded us all that compassion truly has no price tag, and that sometimes the smallest voices teach the loudest, most enduring lessons. If this story moved your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to HOA Rofik so that these timeless lessons continue to reach more souls. And before you go, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts,